Shalom, shalom, you YouTubians. It's been a while since we posted a video, and again, we'll introduce ourselves as usual. I'm Brother Hallel Yah.
I'm Brother Malaki Israel.
And I'm Brother Emmanuel.
And this is a very, very important video we're posting here because the title of it is called "Who Do Men Say That I Am?" And that is the question that Yahushua HaMashiach, Yahushua the Messiah, asked. Now, we have men today, first of all, even among the Hebrew Israelites, who are denying the mission of Yahushua the Messiah.
Yeah.
They deny him as Messiah and accept other men as the Messiah.
Yeah.
And so what we must do, the Scripture tells us we are not to bear false witness against our brother.
That's the ninth commandment.
That's the ninth commandment. That's right. And if you're going to call yourself denying the Messiah, well, then you must do it. You must measure him by the Scripture, not by opinion and not by what men say.
Yeah.
And any other guy today who calls himself the Messiah, he can easily be measured and disproved according to the Scripture.
That's correct.
You want to speak on that?
Well, again, our hearts, are troubled by the message that we hear of people rising up. There are more and more people saying that they're the Messiah and they're deceiving many, just as Yahushua said. So we're just going to just go through the Scriptures and take a look at what the Torah say. We're going to actually look at Yahushua, okay, because that's what we have to measure him by.
Right.
We must measure and prove all things from the Scriptures, okay? If Yahushua is the Messiah, then the Scriptures will dictate that. We talk about Scriptures again. We're not talking about the book of 1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, Galatians. And
although those books are valid.
They are valid. However, to prove the Yahushua the Mashiach, you must go to the Torah, the prophets, and the writings to prove whether Yahushua is indeed the Mashiach. And if he's not, then the Scripture will prove, it will very clearly point out the error of Yahushua.
That's right.
And if he is, then the Scripture will also prove that. And so what we must do after examining what the Scriptures have to say, we have a decision to make.
Right.
That is to either accept him or to reject him. There is no middle ground.
And here's the thing. Even the Pharisees had enough sense to measure him by the Torah.
Exactly.
They brought the Torah to him to see if he would break it.
That's right.
And he didn't break it.
He never broke.
So obviously the Scriptures are a measuring rod to measure any man today.
Yeah. Well, why don't we turn to Scriptures? Let's go to the writings, the book of Matthew, Netanyahu, chapter 16, and why don't we look at the 13th verse? We'll start there, okay, and we'll read what it has to say. When Yahushua came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, or Talmudim in Hebrew, which means students. That's what the word means. He asked his students, saying, "Whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am?" And they said, "Some say that you're Yochanan the Mikvite, or John the Baptist. Some say Eliyahu," or we say, in the King James say Elijah. And others, Yirmiyahu, or Jeremiah, or one of the prophets. He said to them, "But whom say you that I am?" And Shimon Kefa answered and said, "You are the Mashiach, the Son of the living Elohim." And Yahushua answered and said unto him, "Blessed art thou, Shimon Bar Yonah, for flesh and blood have not revealed it unto you, but my Father which is in Shamaim, or in heaven. And I say also unto you that you are Kefa, and upon this rock I will build my assembly, and the gates of the grave, or in King James says the hell, but hell is Sheol, or the grave, shall not prevail against it. And so this is the reading. We just got the reading Matthew chapter 16, verses 13 through verses 18. And here we find that Yahushua asked his students, who do men say I am? Okay? Because remember now, during the time when the Messiah was on earth, Israel was in great anticipation.
That's right.
They were looking for the Messiah. And why were they looking for the Messiah?
Because it was prophesied that he would come around that time.
It was prophesied would come around that time. Let's go, if you will, to...
Can we show in the scriptures, right before we go there, where it said they were in high anticipation?
Okay.
Was it the book of John? Or
I believe it's the book of Matthew, where they said they were in great anticipation. No, I'm sorry, my mind. Just forgive me here. I think it might be in Luke. Just bear with us here. Luke, after this is dealing with Yochanan, John, his father. We'll find that in, I think it's Luke. Where you got? Where you at?
I was just looking at. John. First Yochanan, First John, verse 19.
Okay, what does it say?
And it said, and this is the record of Yochanan, or John, when the Yehudim sent priests and Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, who art thou? Who are you?
Who are you?
And he confessed and denied not, but confessed, I am not the Messiah. And they asked him, what then? Are you Eliyahu or Elijah? And he said, I am not.
I'm not.
Are you that prophet? He answered, no. They said unto him, who are you, that we may give an answer to them that sent us? What sayest thou of yourself? He said, I am the voice of one crying in the wilderness, make straight the way of Yahweh, as said the prophet Yeshayahu or Isaiah. And they which were sent were of the Pharisees. And they asked him and said unto him, why baptizest thou then, if thou be not the Messiah, nor Eliyahu, neither the prophet? Yochanan answered, saying, I baptize with water, but there standeth one among you whom you know not. Here it is, he it is, who coming after me is preferred before me, whose shoe latchet I am not worthy to unloose.
Okay, now if you look at that, and then also we'll look at the record in the book of Luke, chapter 3, okay, verses chapter 15, verse 15 rather, okay. Look what it says here, 3:15, Luke 3:15, okay. Let's look what it says here. It says, and the people were in expectation, and all men mused or were thinking in their hearts of Yochanan whether he were the Mashiach or no. So we see right here a record. This is talking about when they come to visit Yochanan, which you just read. Luke 3 said that the people were in expectation. In expectation of what? They're in expectation of that the Messiah would show up around this time.
This was the season that he would appear.
Right? And where did they get that knowledge from? Why were they in expectation that the Mashiach would show up now?
Before portion, that came right out of the book of Daniel.
Yes. Out of the book of Daniel. Daniel chapter 9. Let's look at Daniel 9. Okay? Now, who the Messiah is, the Mashiach is, the anointed one of Yah, chosen. The word anointed means that this person is, they would smear oil on you, right? And you were chosen to be the prophet, priest, and king. This is the word anointed we're talking about when it comes to a Mashiach, when it comes to the Messiah, okay? So now whoever the Mashiach is must fulfill this scripture here, okay? So look at Daniel chapter 9, okay? And we're going to go, I'm going to start at verse 24, okay? Verse 24 says, 70 weeks are determined upon thy people, and upon the set apart city,